Oh yeah, the official Law Abiding Biker Media private patron member only ride, meetup, and event is scheduled for 2023. Join us at the event and further the hashtag Biker Revolution. We'd love to ride with you and meet you in person, of course. So mark your calendars now. The event will be Tuesday, May 9th, 2023 near Reno, Nevada. And the requirements to attend this event are you must be a contributing mid-level and above patron member no later than January 1st, 2023. Yep, that's 4 months prior to the event. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon, for more information. And here are some further details on the event. The Law Abiding Biker crew, which will be about 10 of us this year, will meet you somewhere around the Hawthorne-Babbitt, Nevada area around 1 p.m. We will have a 1-hour meet and greet at that location. And Kickstands Up will be at 2 p.m. sharp. We'll then take you on a group ride and lead you into the greater Reno, Nevada area, which is an easy 2-hour, 15-minute ride and around 125 miles. Easy peasy. Upon arrival near Reno, Nevada at 4:30 p.m., we'll treat you to a special catered dinner and social event. We'll wine you and dine you, but we ain't gonna 69 you. The social event will close down about 7 p.m., but have no doubt, patron members always continue the social event at a different location amongst themselves. So we suggest you get lodging in Reno, Nevada now for the event, and that's completely on you. And there is only one official place that you can sign up for the event, Bikeaholics. Yep, that's at lawabidingbiker.com/2023 meetup. That's lawabidingbiker.com/2023 meetup. All one word, no dashes, no spaces. Once you submit your registration form, the confirmation of your patron status and other general vetting will commence. After sign up, you'll receive several emails. One of those emails will be to confirm your subscription to our 2023 patron member email event list. If you don't see that email within a few minutes, please check your email junk spam folder and hit the confirmation button on that email so you are on that official list. We have to have you on the list and we'll be verifying. This is the one and only way we will communicate to you the exact details of the event as it approaches. Also, we will only be giving more specific details about the ride and meetup event to those who have officially signed up and have been verified. And the deadline for sign up is March 15th, 2023 at midnight. No exceptions can be made. Once it closes, so don't miss out on this awesome opportunity. Also, if you sign up, we need you to attend, as a ton of planning and expenses go into making these events great. Of course, if an unexpected emergency arises after you've already signed up, please send us a courtesy email ASAP advising us that you won't be able to make it. Okay, I'm calling out to any patron members in or around the Reno, Nevada area. We really need your help to organize the actual social dinner event, such as the location and food situation. Please hit us up if you can help us at lawabidingbiker.com/contact or DM us within your patron member account. Having patron member involvement in the past has always helped to make these events a huge success. Oh, and if you've yet to take the leap and join the Biker Revolution as a contributing patron member, there's no better time to consider doing so than right now. This is just one of many benefits you get for being a patron member. And best of all, you'll know you're supporting us financially so we can continue our mission to help educate, connect, and inspire as many bikers as we can worldwide. So these ride and meetup events have gained in size each year that we've been doing them. So let's make 2023 the biggest ever law-abiding biker patron member ride and meetup event. And let's make history. We hope to see you there. Peace. Got an email here from Mauro Garcia of Falfurrias, Texas. Front fork air baffle for 2014 HD Street Glide Special. So he says, I own a 2014 Harley Street Glide Special like yours and Amber Whiskey. My question is there a front fork air baffle available for this bike? A 2015 Harley catalog shows one on page 338. He gives a part number, but only fits up to a 2013 model. Is there one available for 2014 Street Glides? Is there one available from another supplier? I get lots of updraft from under my gas tank under certain conditions. What do you recommend? Thanks, and I love your website. You provide us with so much great information. Our response, I have not seen any air baffles put out for the 2014. This was a while ago.
Yep.
Okay. This is an old one, but we got it out, dusted it off, and we save a lot of emails. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't even know of any aftermarket baffles either. Here are some other options that may serve some of your purposes. And we've got some links here, and I'm pulling it up. And These are the little adjustable air baffles like you have on your Rogue Glide.
Yep.
Right. And so, yes, the answer to the question, you can get them from Harley. I'm sure there are some aftermarket companies making them. $125 if you're getting it from Harley. But yeah, it was an older email, but nonetheless, we wanted to cover it. And there you go.
What a weird name too, by the way. Front fork air baffle. Isn't it more? Wouldn't deflector or?
And it doesn't connect to the forks. That's what's also weird. Adjustable air deflector, dark smoke.
Well, I think you're looking at something a little different there.
Oh, am I?
Yep.
Well, this is what the link brought us up.
Oh, well, Harley's always moving their stuff around. Yeah, those are air deflectors. But if you look at front fork baffle, weird little thing.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know why. I think these were just some other options for him.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Mid-frame air deflectors and adjustable air deflectors. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
But they do have those available now, Lurch?
Let me look here.
Well, you just show me a picture.
Yeah, but it's for the 2000 earlier models. So,
see, that's what I'm saying. This email might be legit. Or, our response still current.
I believe it is.
I know exactly what I don't even know. Yeah.
So, well, you may not be able to get the.
That's why I gave him some other options.
You gave him the other options. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We're always trying to help here.
Yep. There you go. So it is current. I guess you can't get the front fork air baffle for 2014.
Not that I can find.
Yeah. And so that stands true. There you go. We appreciate the email, lawabidingbiker.com/contact. You can hit up our contact form, leave us a written message there, or better yet, leave us a voicemail. We love to hear your lovely voices. You can do it right from your computer, from the built-in microphone right there on our website, and from your phone, and leave us that voicemail so we can play it. And like I say, hear your lovely voices. All right, Bikeaholics, this is serious. I have to announce this. We don't really want to, but it's necessary. So are you ready?
I guess. Now that you put it that way, I was laughing at first, thought you were going to make a joke, but this sounds serious.
No, it is serious.
Okay. What's going on?
Do you want to know how to have a fresh smelling and squeaky clean butt, Lurch, before riding?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I'm going to tell you how. You already know how. Get hooked up with Dude Wipes, flushable wet wipes. That's right. Oh yeah, your butt will smell like a breath of fresh air after you use them. Fresh, squeaky clean butt. And if you use the mint, which we highly recommend through our trials and testing, it's like a breath mint for your ass.
So dumb.
It is.
That's dumb.
I'm serious, guys. I know it's dumb, but it's serious. All right.
Lordy.
Yeah, your butt will smell like a breath of fresh air. Yeah, you can support us right now. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/fresh-butt. BUTT. No additional cost to you, but we do get a small commission if you click through and make a purchase. Want to ride longer? Tired of sore and achy ass? Then fix it with a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushion. So you want to go on a trip? That's right. You're drinking like you're supposed to. Drinking a couple whiskeys while you're shopping in the Law Abiding Biker store. Good decisions are made. Good purchases are made about 4 whiskeys in. Highly encourage you to drink and shop. All right. I know you won't hear that from other stores, but we're okay with it. All right. Now, you want to get something? You're just pouring that 4th whiskey. You're like, I need that in my life. Right from the Law Abiding Biker store. But you pull out your pockets, bam, nothing but lint. And probably a convenient travel size dude wipe.
You know it.
Because they make them in singles, which we take with us. Used it in Starbucks this morning. I don't want to give you visuals, but I did. And it was a mint one. Yep, that's all you got. And you're like, I need that. Well, no worries. That's right, guys, because shop pay installments are integrated into the Law Abiding Biker store. It means you can purchase it right freaking now. That's right. Get it now. Get it because you want it, knowing you can make 4 equal payments, interest free. Again, shop pay installments. It's there for you guys. Oh yeah, once you use Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now. Oh, let's do this. Lurch.
Yes, sir.
You've got things out of order. I'm fixing them.
You put it wherever you want it.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that one was in front of that one, so we didn't even do a zero pre-roll. Wow. All right. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the big MM, also known as the
99%.
That's right. Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history. By being here and listening, you're part of what we call the hashtag
Biker Revolution.
We do have just one question for you before we get started. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics? Mount up.
And let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
I went too far. Welcome back, guys. Appreciate you listening. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and of course, your
high-tech redneck.
There you go. One thing, guys. Here we go, because we didn't do it up front. Hey, Bikeaholics, 03D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley Davidson, a brand new line for their all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN, bus, plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Now, we've got a good episode for you guys. We recently did Harley wheel bearing removal and installation on my 2014 Street Glide Special. Again, both front and rear. And you better believe we filmed the entire process in a very detailed fashion. Those videos are not in edit yet, but they will be. And we will eventually put those out on the YouTube channel. A step-by-step, without skipping any steps, the most detailed and organized video that you will find on Harley wheel bearing removal and installation. We're going to talk about it today. All the ins and outs of it, kind of an audio version, but it's not just going to be that. We're going to talk about how to test them and how often you need to change them and what you're looking for and how difficult is it and what kind of specialty tools you may need. And we're going to break it all down and have a good time doing it here with you guys in podcast format. But again, we will be coming out with those videos eventually. We got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of videos in the bucket that are ready but haven't been released yet. So no better time to get over to the YouTube channel, guys, lawabidingbiker.com/YouTube, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're notified when we come out with new free videos. Speaking of a new free video, Lurch, we got one that just came out. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, it's the 2022 KLR 650 walk around specs and more. I just purchased a 2022 KLR just a little bit ago, and you did a walk around and kind of showed all the new stuff that's going on with it. So check that out, lawabidingbiker.com/2022-Kawasaki-KLR-650.
And it's also a video of you buying it, I believe. Didn't we do a full vlog, or was that already out? Let's pull it up.
I think that's already out.
Yeah, I think so.
This video is just the walk around. It's parked out front here, front of the shop, and you're walking around talking about all the specs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
yep, you're right.
Yep.
So we already had the one out where he bought it, but this one is the actual walk around and specs of it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, check it out. It will be in the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com/whatever episode this number is. That is how you always get the show notes. Now, we love our sponsors up front. These folks are a direct reason we're coming strong with podcasts and videos after 9.5 years. We want to thank some of our newest patron members.
Jack Arthur of Brownsburg, Indiana. Cecil Howard of Ellensburg, Washington. That's literally in our backyard.
Eberg.
And Roger Hardman. Both those two gentlemen are top tier.
And speaking of Ellensburg, we just rode there on our adventure bikes via dirt roads. We made it all the way to Ellensburg.
I almost died.
Coffee. Lurch did almost die. All right, Mike Maxwell of Topeka, Kansas, Jordan Lombard of Portland, Oregon, and Stuart Domitz of Lino Lakes, Minnesota. Minnesota, top tier. Wow.
James Klein of Perkasie. How do you say that?
Perkasie?
Perkasie? I don't know. Pennsylvania. Greg Williams of Shelby, Ohio, and Bernie Pound of Surprise, Arizona.
Surprise. All right. Hey, there you go, guys. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. That's right. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. Stay within that family budget. We get it. There are benefits for signing up as a member. T-shirt, stickers, you get access to the private Facebook group, which is a troll-free zone. It literally is nothing but bikers helping bikers. It is the best motorcycle forum on the interwebs. Access to live video broadcasts and chat, podcasts early, premium videos, and of course, access to those ride meetup and events. Not just our ride meetup and event yearly, but I say plural rides, because they're going on amongst patron members right in that private Facebook group. They're connecting and they're becoming good friends. and even staying at each other's houses and meeting families. It is amazing. No better time to get hooked up as a patron member. We love all of you so very much and appreciate your support. So we're going to dive in. So the dealio is, let's first, I got Lurch here, and of course Lurch did, I helped him where I could, but I'm on the camera end, but we bounce a lot of ideas off each other, and I'm familiar with the process as well as he, even though he was turning the wrenches, so to speak. We learned a lot in this, and we wanted to make there's just a bunch of shite on YouTube, and we've said it before. We find a lot of things. That's kind of how we do our research for our videos, and because shit needs to be done too to our bikes. So it kind of goes both ways, but then we'll look up videos and see how crappy they are. Cause we tend to feel we do it better. And we do it our style, and we don't skip any steps, and we do it, the best video angles, good cameras, good audio, everything that you would expect from law-abiding biker media. And we found just a bunch of shite out there, and you could throw like 10 videos together and you still have shite. A lot of times you could throw 10 videos together and get one good video, or at least enough information. Well, bearings is horrible, especially when it comes to bearing tools and removal tools and everything in between. So again, we filmed this. It will be coming out, one for the front, one for the rear, although they're very similar. The front's just a lot easier. So look forward to those videos, guys, but we are going to discuss it. Now, here's the deal. Let's start out with how often you should change your wheel bearings. So there's different schools of thought here. I'll give you my opinion. And of course, if Lurch disagrees or has something to add, he will add that. Now, a lot of people, and including Popeye, went like the life of his bike. His last bike, his Street Glide, which had 100,000 or close to, if I'm wrong on that, Pop, I apologize, but it was up there. Yeah. And he never changed wheel bearings ever, and just changed tires, and his bearings were fine. Now, we were on a trip, and we were in New Mexico, and we had a gentleman riding with us, and we were on a long trip several years ago, and he had a new bike, and it had less than 20,000 miles. And during the trip, his front wheel bearing went bad. And we had to go to a dealership in New Mexico, and luckily figured it out, and we got his bearing replaced. So with that said, there's some things you need to think about in your decision making on bearings. Now there's other guys, and that's fine. And you'll see it in our private Facebook group, because we've had bearing discussions before. There are guys, and I think Big Daddy Kane's one of them, and there's other people in the Facebook group that they change their bearings every single tire change. And that's cool. You're looking at about $30 a pop if you're going to get the HD branded bearing. Same with, what's that other brand? We aren't affiliated with them.
All Balls.
All Balls. It's a catchy name, but their bearings cost the same. And I'm not sure they're any better, but I'm sure they're fine. But if you get the Harley ones, $30 a pop. If you're running a touring bike, you're going to need 4 bearings, an ABS sensor bearing, and 3 regular bearings, sealed bearings for your rear wheel. So there's 120. You'll need 2 for your front. That's 60. So, I mean, it's not super expensive, but it's not super cheap when you're already buying a $200-$300 tire. On top of it, you're going to change them every time. But again, it's cool. There are guys that do it, and you can't go wrong with doing that. I mean, you're going to have fresh bearings, and they aren't going to go bad. The school of thought I'm on, and some guys will do it, well, I'll do it every other tire. That's cool too. You can really set it up how you want. I'm more old school when it comes to that, knowing a little bit more about bearings now too. I just say check them. Bearings are really good about letting you know if they're going bad. And we're going to tell you how to check them when you take off. Of course, we have rear wheel removal videos on our YouTube channel, free, and we have front wheel removal videos, so you can take your wheel off yourself and just have a local shop, use their tire machine to swap your tire out with a new one. No reason to pay the dealership to be taking your front and rear wheel off. We got you covered. That's how we do it. We just don't have a tire machine, but so when you're taking your tires off, you should definitely be checking the bearings, which I haven't been very good at in the past. I'll be quite honest. And my rear wheel bearing, because I failed to check it, was actually going bad. We were doing shocks on my bike, and We just did a podcast on that, did Olean shock. So make sure you check that podcast out. We'll have videos on the YouTube channel. But Lurch noticed when we were taking my rear wheel off that there was a knock side to side in it, which is indicative. You shouldn't have slop in your rear end.
Yeah, you can.
Nobody likes slop in the rear end.
Yeah, you can.
You like a clean rear end.
You could wobble the rear end, and you could hear it clunk, 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 clunk.
Yep.
And it was more pronounced on the right side of the bike, which ended up being the bearing that was out.
Yep. And it probably should have been changed a while ago. It wasn't, because I get in a hurry and I didn't even check it, didn't even think about it. But Lurch was right, and that's what actually spurred us to do the bearing project. So a couple things. So back to my point, me personally, I say I will not replace them every tire change or every other tire change. I'm just going to be thorough about testing them when I have my tires off. And if I feel like they need to be replaced, then I will promptly replace them. Lurch, do you want to go through the methods and things that people should look for when they're checking their bearings out?
Only if you promise not to be juvenile about what I'm about to say.
I can't, because I know what you're going to say, and I can't do it because you're sticking your fingers in things,
Cannot help yourself, can you?
No. You're sticking your fingers in holes.
At every wheel change, you should inspect your bearings. You do this by inserting a finger.
I'm backing away from the mic.
Into the inner race of the bearing and rotating it in both directions. What you're looking for is to make sure that there's not any drag, rough rotation, or abnormal noises. Like
you don't want drag.
No, it should rotate smoothly, cleanly, and you can definitely tell when there's an issue with it. Your bearing that was going out, the inner race was loose. You know, it made noise, it drug, it did all those things. It was rough rotation, it drug, and it made abnormal noises.
Do you say before they just, I mean, some people go straight for the finger insertion.
Yeah.
I feel like you should foreplay a little bit.
You should talk to it a little bit.
Well, I think that before you go for the finger insertion,
rub the outer race first and kind of warm it up.
I wouldn't even go for the outer race.
No.
I would lift my wheel off the ground, whether I'm doing my front or rear, and I would check it side to side to see if there is a knock or any play. Right? Before you even take it off the bike?
Oh, absolutely.
That's foreplay. And then you can, then you can take it off, because now you've kind of become acquainted with the wheel and tire. Now you can take it off and go for the finger insertion.
I see. Yes. That's really how we identified it on your bike. I would say any time that you have the front or rear tire up off the ground, quick and easy check, grab it. Just kind of push it side to side and see if you get any.
Let her know you care for her.
Let her know.
Let her know gently. Side to side, just let her know you're there and you care.
That would be a quick and easy way to check it. Just get it up off the ground and rotate your tire and wobble it.
If it has any play,
try to move it back and forth. But also when you have the wheel off at every tire change, you should inspect it to make sure it is rolling free. And like you mentioned earlier, some people do it with every tire change. Some do it when they start having problems. Some go 2 or 3 tire changes, whatever.
It's your bike. Do as you guys feel comfortable. Yep. I'm just a cheapskate sometimes, and I don't want to buy bearings every tire change with a tire. I already hate buying tires.
They're $30 a whack right now.
Yeah, 120 for a rear wheel plus tax.
Yeah, and 60 for the front.
Here,
because the touring bike has, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but the touring bike also has 2 bearings in the sprocket.
Yep.
So you got a little bit more than just soft tail or Dyna or whatever.
Yep.
So that's kind of when you should inspect them and when they should be replaced. If you do have any of those things we mentioned earlier, drag, rough rotation, abnormal noises, you should definitely replace them. Now, there are some things to know about the bearings, especially with ABS bikes. There is a ABS bearing and a non-ABS bearing. What that essentially means is the ABS bearing is encoded.
Magnetically encoded.
Magnetically, yeah. And it has to go on a specific side. So on the touring model in particular, like your 2014 Street Glide Special, on the rear, it is the right bearing. On the front,
outer bearing.
Right. Well, there's only one bearing on the right side.
Is there?
The other 3 are on the other side.
You're right. Yeah.
But yeah, it is on the outside. Mm-hmm. And then on the front, it is the left side, because that's where your ABS sensors are
on my
located
bike.
At on your bike. Yeah, right side on the rear, left side on the front. So it's important you get those in the right position and installed correctly so that your ABS works right. Now, when we went down to our local dealership, we were dealing with a newer parts guy, and he was looking up the bearings for your bike, and they just sold them.
For your bike.
Oh, that's right.
Because I already had mine.
That's right, for my bike, which is
now, when we bought them, my bearings last year.
You were able to buy them individually. Yeah.
Yes, we bought them different, and they've changed since then, right?
Yeah. So one guy said, oh, yep, you need 2 ABS bearings and 4 non-ABS. And so when we went down to order the set for mine, just to have them on hand, because supply chain issues right now, you'll never know if you need
And this is for front. When Lurch says you need 2 ABS bearings and 4 non-ABS, that's because we're doing front and rear.
Right.
You just need 2 for your front on a touring, 1 ABS, 1 non-ABS. On your rear, you need 1 ABS and 3 non-ABS. For touring, on a regular bike, non-touring, you just need 1 ABS front, 1 non-ABS, and same for the rear.
That's correct.
Yep.
And so when this newer parts guy was looking it up, he was finding a part number that was a little different than we had before. The previous order for your bike, you had 2 different part numbers, one for the non-ABS and one for the ABS. And what we found now is they're selling in what they called a roll. And so you got a front and a rear roll,
which comes with all you need.
But it didn't specify. You look at the breakdown on the chart, it didn't really say ABS or non-ABS. It just said that front roll would fit my bike. And sure enough, that's what came. I got 2 ABS bearings, 1 front and rear, and then 4 non-ABS, 1 for the front and 3 for the rear. So I got what I needed. Just be aware that.
Is it a front roll and a rear roll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have those part numbers?
No.
We do. I
Probably
think.
If you look them up.
I'm going to look them up for you guys just because it can be a little bit confusing. I know in Evernote 2004 Harley, there's my Harley.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the roll numbers, but we have the individual numbers for the bearings.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bearings. Okay. So here we are. Yep.
There you go.
So
part numbers.
Rear takes 3 non-ABS, which is Harley part number 9276B as in boy, and 1 ABS, which is part number 9252A as in Adam.
Same part numbers for the front.
Same part numbers for the front, but just 1 ABS and 1 non-ABS. Mm-hmm. So no difference in the bearing part numbers for the front and rear, although seemed like the dealership was a little bit confused even about that. Yeah, they weren't sure because they changed it and they didn't tell them.
Right. And what showed up was those part numbers.
Yep.
4 and 2.
So hopefully that's helpful to a lot of you out there.
Yeah.
And Lurch will make sure and put that in the show notes for you with the proper part numbers so you can reference the show notes. If you're confused or your dealership's confused, lawabidingbiker.com/whatever episode number this is. Hope it's helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And it would be the same, I believe, I can't quote this, but I think I shouldn't say that. Never mind. I don't know what the part numbers are on like a non-touring, if they're the same bearings or different actually. So disregard
they
that.
could be different.
They could be different size bearings. Yeah.
So we won't
say it.
Say it for sure.
Yep.
All right. Scroll up on those show notes there. Or the other way.
That's up.
Scroll down then.
Oh, down. Okay.
Wise ass. So as we mentioned before, we got into this because this is how some of these things happen. We just start working on the bikes and realize that something needs to be repaired, and of course we make a video out of it. As we mentioned earlier, I don't know if we mentioned the job we were doing. We know so it had a wobble. You didn't say what we were doing, right?
Yeah, I told him we're doing Öhlins shocks.
We're doing your gaskets. Too many jobs. Yeah,
we were doing Öhlins rear suspension, weren't we? When you noticed gaskets, whatever.
We were doing the rocker
because we were rolling the wheel. Yeah,
yeah, we do the rocker cover gasket and rocker housing gasket, and we had to get it in 6th gear and rotate the wheel around. That's when we felt it. So now we have a older video showing a more rudimentary way to remove and install bearings. It definitely was shade tree. We've come a long ways in our several years here. So,
but it is an easier way. It can work.
It can,
but you might damage something. You have to be careful.
Yeah, there's a huge chance of damaging the bearings when you're pounding them in.
Yep.
So the best way is to press them. Now, the tool that we use is a Jim's bearing removal and installation tool, and we should have that hopefully for sale in our store. So check in there.
We will have it in the Law Abiding Biker store. This is what I'll tell you guys on that. I'll jump in here. Our video will work. A lot of the tools are similar, but if you're going to do bearings and you're going to do it with our video, a lot of our video, a good portion of it is exactly how to use this exact Jim's sealed bearing installation removal tool, because they can be a little bit confusing because they come with different parts and things, and the instructions are pretty shitty. If you get the one that we used, it works well. Number one, it's high quality. Number two, number three, in our video, you will see exactly how to use it. And we even have a hack for it, which we're going to talk about later. Yeah. We kind of hacked it because the rear wheel to get one of the bearings out can be a bear, and you're supposed to buy this extra part for it, but we used the parts that came with it and hacked it. And we're going to show you that hack in the video. We'll talk about it here in this podcast. So that's what I would say. Be careful. I know there's a lot of different bearing removal tools, but you might get confused if you're not using the one, because we go into detail on how we use and how you should use that tool properly. With that said, while I'm thinking about it, it will be available in the Law-Abiding Biker store. But while I'm thinking about it, Lurch, you hear a lot of things, and again, it's fine. We just call it shade tree for fun, right? Because there's a lot of different things done out there, and we've done some more, rudimentary bearing jobs with, a flat board and hammer and bearings and things like that, and it can be done. Mm-hmm. You can't. Not everybody can afford the tools, but it can also be frustrating, or you can spend more money. But a lot of guys say you need to freeze your bearings overnight before you put them in. I disagree.
You can. It makes it a little easier, but with this tool, it's
made it easy.
Yeah,
you won't have any problem. No. The tool, there was no stress. It was easy, and you don't need to heat them up either, or anything like that, or heat up the hubs or nothing like that. With this tool, the one we recommend, it will be a breeze as far as that goes. So
it had a tool for 3/4 inch, 1 inch, and 25 millimeter bearings, and what we had was the 25 millimeter bearings.
That's right.
You can, and in our video we talk about it, you can warm up the wheel if you need to with a heat gun if you got a bearing that's really stuck.
That won't come out.
But you're talking usually on older bikes with a lot of miles.
Mine your bike is a 2014.
40,000 plus miles, closer to 50,000 miles, and they pulled right out, easy peasy.
Yep. Yeah, if they were rusted or you were rebuilding some bike that's been sitting, and we had no problems. You could, and we talk about that in the video, some options if you're having problems getting them out. But with that said, we will link, also Lurch will link to the exact Jim's sealed bearing installation and removal tool that we used in not only in the video, but right here in the Law-Abiding Biker podcast show notes for this episode.
Absolutely. So this is a combination tool. It comes with a bearing remover and a bearing press. One thing I want to say is that once you use the bearing puller on the bearing's shot. Don't try to reuse it, because you're putting a lot of pressure and force on that inner race to pull the bearing out. So it's essentially shot. You'd be crazy to put it back in.
Yeah, and I don't know why you'd be removing your bearings just to remove them anyways, unless you were getting a new wheel. But it's a good point.
Just something to say.
It's a good disclaimer.
Once you pull it, and I'll tell you, it's also important to press them in the correct sequence.
My dad would have saved them and reused them.
I made a mistake on his front wheel. I thought I had the ABS side, which would be the left side on the front wheel, identified, and you have to press the ABS bearing first because it sits into it, the channel where it's supposed to sit, and then you pull the other one to it. You put the spacer and pull the other one to it, and that sets those bearings correctly. If you put the ABS bearing in the non-ABS side, it will sink in too far, and now you've got to pull the bearing back out. And so essentially a brand new bearing went in the trash because we're not going to take the chance that it's going to be okay. Once you've pressed it and then pulled it, just get rid of it. Don't be cheap.
If anybody wants it, we'll ship it to you for free. No, I'm teasing.
It's in the garbage. It's already gone. But just one thing I want to say. So the thing that I couldn't find anywhere out on the interwebs was showing how to remove and press the bearings in the sprocket. A lot of them were just the wheel.
Yep.
And so there, like I said, there are two bearings in your sprocket. There's a spacer in between them,
which attaches to your wheel, obviously, and goes in. So you would want to replace those two if you're going to be in there.
Absolutely.
I think that way you just have all fresh new bearings in the rear.
Yeah, they should be replaced as a set.
You could do it separate, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't either.
I'd replace them all. So the Jim's tool is. So let me back up a little bit. When dealers or shops are working on that sprocket, they pound them out, and then they use a press to put them back in. We didn't have a press. We used the Jim's tool to removing was fine. It was pressing because the tool is designed for the width of a wheel, not the narrow width of the sprocket. So we had to make some adapters. So we were able to use some of the extra parts that were included in the tool, and we'll show you in the video how to set it up so that it'll press and pull that just fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. Because they do, in addition to this Jim's tools, they make one for the sprocket, right? Or it's not even specifically for that. We found it, but it was out of stock.
It was out of stock. There was some adapter.
It's an adapter that narrows it, but we narrowed it with parts.
Right.
Yeah. We'll show you in the video, guys.
There essentially wasn't enough thread on the bolt.
Yeah.
So you had to space it out so that you had enough thread. And we were able to use some of the installation tools and just back them up to each other and make it, space it enough so that it would pull correctly and press correctly.
Right.
But again, in the video, we walk you all through it.
And I do want to mention that it wasn't. So number one is you can do this yourself, especially with our video. I'm telling you guys, you can save yourself a lot of money not having a dealership do this. A while ago, I forget what year, but Harley went to sealed bearings. So all the new bearings are sealed. Now
the old ones were called Timken bearings.
Timken bearings, and they were a bitch, a lot more of a bitch to replace. But some people liked them better. They said they had a longer life, but it was a pain in the ass to replace them. With the new sealed bearings, a lot of people say they've had problems with them. Well, we saw one bike brand new, with less than 20,000 go bad. But that's, out of all the people I've ridden to, that's the only story of that I've heard. But I think nowadays the sealed bearings are fairly decent, and they just make replacement a whole lot easier. So that's what you're going to be dealing with is sealed bearings. So we'll do this and we'll get a little more into the install. Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero 3D has the products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for the Harley Davidson and all-new Honda Goldwing motorcycles. Zero 3D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. Yep, equals less time installing and more time riding. Zero 3D has a design team of riders with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them. Email sales@zero3d.com. Give them a call, 715-808-0027. Check out your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged, so check out Zero 3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwings. Yep, better yet, help support us. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Lurch has a question. He's raising his hand.
I have information. So
Information.
Just a little bit more information on the bearings. So the Timken 3/4 inch bearings were up to $19.99.
Oh, yeah.
And those are the kind that you could repack and replace the external seals on. Then in 2000 2007, they used 3/4 inch and 1 inch bearings, sealed bearings, non-serviceable. And then in 2008, they switched to the 25 millimeter.
To the 25.
Yep.
Good research. Thank you.
Mm-hmm, you betcha.
Thank you. Well done, Chief Operations Officer. Well done. And all the other hats you wear.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Like Google guy. All right. What's next? Getting into this project, Lurch?
Well, obviously you got to pull them, right? And we'll show you how to pull them and then how to put them back in. Like I mentioned, you need to follow the right sequence. We show you in the video how to do that. And with the press and that Jim's press, it just pops them right in so easy. It's an easy job really to do yourself. And
it is time consuming.
It takes a bit of time.
Because number one, especially rear, you got to remove your whole rear wheel, which we already have a rear wheel removal video, but we're going to show you in this video how to do it all again and get that. And same with front.
But if you're a rider and you're going to spend some time working on your bikes, and we've shown you and how you can take your own tires off and then just take them in and have them mounted, save yourself a bunch of money. Why not invest in a tool and then do your own bearings too? I mean, it's something that through your life you're probably going to do. If you're that guy that changes every time, you're definitely going to save a lot of money. If you're the guy that just replaces them when you need them, the tool will pay for itself just in the labor it's going to cost you to have it done. So. It's just one more thing that you can do by yourself. Have the satisfaction and joy of working on your own bike. Know that it's done right and save yourself a few bucks. So, yeah, it's something I think that any mechanically inclined biker ought to be doing.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, I guarantee with us, guys, you can do it yourself. And we're actually pretty excited to get this video out. It's something we had been meaning to do for a long time. And I know a lot of you have asked us. And I had looked at a lot of different bearing tools. And did you get the price on this bad boy, or close to what it's going to be in our store when we get done?
Oh, yeah, it's a little over $300.
Okay. So it's not a cheap tool, but imagine
somewhere between 3 and 4.
One bearing change of front and rear, a dealership's going to charge you way more than that. So you basically paid for it.
Yeah, like I said,
with one bearing service, right?
Close to it for sure.
Yeah. And we haven't tested any other type of bearings, but I know that's one brand, All Balls. But honestly, they're the same price as the Harley ones, so I'm not sure that you're going to,
about $380 for the tool.
About $380, guys, at this time.
Give or take.
This podcast, yes. Yes, so, so you guys get to decide whether you're going to change them every tire change, and I know there's some in the private Facebook group that are doing that, and that's fine, or every other. But Lurch, you never answered that. Did you disagree with me, or are you under the school of thought that you're just going to test them like we did?
I can tell you what we just did on my bike. We tested them and they were fine.
Yep.
So I don't think that I would replace them every tire change. I'm going to check them. I might, if I'm getting up to 40, 50,000.
We bought some for yours, just so we have them on hand.
Yeah. Just with, like I mentioned earlier, supply chain issues. We've got quite a bit of stuff over here on the shelf. We've got, we got some brake pads. We've got some bearings. We've got tires. It's nice to have a little bit of stocks of stuff. And so, I don't know. I bought them just to have them on the shelf. Somebody else might need them. They can just give me some cash if they want them. But again, with supply chain issues, I want to make sure I had a set. My plan, I agree with you. I'm not going to change them every tire change. I'm going to inspect them. But I might get to a point where I decide it's just time. Even if they still feel fine, if I've got a set sitting over there.
Right.
I might
at some point just do it. You got the wheels off, and
40, 50. If I get to 50
agree.
and that 50,000, and they're still the original ones, I might just change them.
I agree. Very cool. Let's do this real quick. Are you searching for the easiest and quickest attachable luggage system for your motorcycle? Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome quick attach strapless luggage rack systems. Yep, this father-son team designed something really special. You can't find anywhere else. Yep, and these guys ride, so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use Rick Rack, you'll never go back. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics? Head over to the Law Abiding Biker Store and check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags. And I will say this, if you guys out there are using a different brand bearing, I don't think that anybody notices the ride with a different bearing, but longevity or quality, if you're using a particular bearing that you can let us know that you used it and it's lasted, over 50,000 miles. If you roll like I do and just check them, let us know in the comments on the podcast here, lawabidingbiker.com/whatever episode this is, or leave us a voicemail is fine too. And or an email and let us know what you're using. We'll look into them. Cause maybe next bearing change, we will use a different brand instead of that. So yeah, there you go. Lurch, do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
We hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I know the videos are going to be useful. I do want to say that we recently went on a 4,000-mile trip through multiple states and 10 days, and I will tell you, my ass was never happier because I was treating it with respect by using a premium butt buffer seat cushion. So was Lurch and the other guys. Yep, this company of bikers developed a super thin hospital-grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials, and it's unlike gel pads that will leak if punctured, and it won't freeze. That's right, the butt buffer is designed not to slide around your seat, fits all motorcycles, installs in seconds, easily cleans, and helps to dampen vibrations. With plenty of models to choose from, they assure you'll have a comfortable ass when riding. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store, check out our full lineup of butt buffer seat cushions, and don't forget, we want you as a patron member and all that kind of stuff, guys. We want to get to know you better. We want you in the private Facebook group, but for whatever reason, the way you want to support us right now is through a flat donation we never bought. Okay. At a flat donation. Ray Lambright of Shipshewana, Indiana. Substantial donation. He says message in it. You can leave a message. He says, thanks for all the videos and content. You're very welcome, Ryan. Thank you for the kind donation. Claude Mallet and Monty Muehlbach of Pineville, Missouri. lawabidingbiker.com/donate is how they did that. There you go, guys. So many different ways you guys are supporting us, and we appreciate it so much, and we are just cranking out the content. Don't forget, too, guys, get over. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff on our social media. Of course, youtube.com/Ryan Urlacher, facebook.com/lawabidingbiker, Instagram @lawabidingbiker, Twitter @lawabidingbiker, patreon.com/lawabidingbiker, membership and all that. Especially over on Instagram, too, guys. We're bumping that up. If you're not on Instagram, you are missing out, because we are doing a whole bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff, pictures and videos, reels and stories over on the Instagram. Again, @lawabidingbiker. Get over there and give us a follow, and you can see a lot of cool stuff that we're not likely doing anywhere else. And a lot going on in that private Facebook group, too, guys, if you're a patron member. So there you go. Get over there, follow us on all that stuff, guys, and stay in touch with us. Appreciate you listening. lawabidingbiker.com/fresh-butt. That's BUTT. It's like a breath mint for your ass.